So why people are unable to achieve their goals? There will be no issue, there will be no challenge if anything I want to do, I do it. Do you think there will be a challenge? So the major challenge is that there are so many things you want to do, but to get yourself to do it is a problem. And you know that if you're able to do, even if it is half of what you want to do, you won't be where you are today. Is that correct? Does that make sense to somebody? How many of us can relate with it? Okay. So, do what I said, and you will discover that part of the reason why people are not happy or happy with themselves is they know that I'm supposed to be here, but I am here. That alone can lead to depression. Underachievement leads to depression. So when you are not setting and achieving goals as a human being, it leads to frustration. It makes you frustrated with life. It makes you frustrated with yourself. So it's very important that we learn this skill. Goal setting is a skill. The ability for you to set a goal and achieve it is a skill. But many people don't think it that way. By the time we are done today, you will see, because we are going to give you tools that will help you. Now, in setting and achieving goals, there are a lot of tools you will need. You need your pen and your paper. Those are your very good friends. You're going to do writing. You will need people. You will need mentors. You will need accountability partners. I'm just giving you. You will need knowledge. These are things that if you don't put all these things together, achieving goals becomes, very far from you. And once you are not achieving your goals, you are not growing, right? If you are not achieving your goals, you are not growing. And I'm sure that you are not satisfied with where you are. How many people are satisfied with where they are? I am not. So there is really a need to really get this essential skill of setting a goal and achieving it. There is a process. There is a way. It doesn't just happen. Achievers don't just become achievers. There is a process of achievement that if anybody uses that process, the person will become an achiever. And I'm hoping that you are being here today, that in 2021, if you are able to follow this process and use all these tools that are going to be shown to you and the knowledge we will share, you will be able to achieve a lot of your goals. Okay? Bad habits. A lot of bad habits we have. And until those habits change, it will be difficult for you to achieve goals. There are some habits that are anti-goal achievement. We want to identify those habits in our lives first. We need to deal with those demons and those devils first before we start setting goals. Don't you guys think so? Yeah, you want to identify. Some of us, we have bad habits. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but we all have it. Not keeping to time, procrastination, not relating with people, in form of complexes, in form of attitudes. So you can't be a great achiever if you don't deal with these things. So you have to do this exercise. Basically, the way to get yourself to think is to ask yourself questions. There's one of the videos I did. I said the best person to advise you is you. And how do you advise yourself? You ask yourself questions. How many of us know the story of the prodigal son? He said he came to his senses. All the advice of the father didn't make sense. He left home against the advice of his father, against all sense of reasoning. But when he advised himself, he came back home. So I want you to advise yourself. We'll do this in the next 3 minutes. And I will leave these questions with you because we can't do much within the time we have. We can only just scratch the surface, but that will be good enough. Question 1, you want to ask yourself, what bad habits should I stop? List them, as many as you can. List them. You know them. They are not new to you. You know them. List them. So these are the first things you want to deal with. before you start setting goals, so that you don't go around the same pattern of your life of not achieving your goals will not happen. So your mind will be working now. The other thing is, do you believe you can change? That is to stop them. Do you believe? Now that is belief. About 98% of our mind. Let me draw, if this is the mind. Let's put this at 98%. 98%, if this is the mind. 98% of the mind is the subconscious mind. The conscious mind, what you know as conscious mind, is what you are conscious of, is just 12%. So until we are able to get our subconscious mind to be aligned with the goals we are setting, we will not be able to achieve them. That's why you say, I will do it. This year, every year, people make New Year resolutions. Every year, I'm not going to smoke again. This year, in short, I'm going to take first position. In your conscious mind, you are saying it, but subconscious mind is telling you, a lie. You can't. You start saying doubt. Things like doubt. So there are a lot of people, they say they have faith. They say it. But their subconscious mind is full of doubt. They will not move any mountain. So we need to work on this subconscious mind. And this subconscious mind takes a lot. It's not something you can change overnight. We need to work on our beliefs. We need to work on the experiences we have had that have made us who we are today. When we deal with those things, we need to reframe and rephrase our minds. When we do those things, then you now set your mind to achievement. So there is a science to achieving anything. A science to achievement, there's a science to achieving any goal. Ask yourself, can I stop this habit? Just write it. Can I stop these things you list? Can they be stopped? That's question 3. Question number 4. If I can't stop, can I stop it on my own? If I can't stop it, do I need someone's help? Now, you might, as you are writing, I think that this eating too much, I might need to consult one of my friends who just knows how to control their appetite. Is an exercise freak. He is doing dieting, you know. So if you are someone who eats too much, if you want to start reframing your mind, you need to get someone who is on the other extreme, who is a diet person. Maybe he eats once a day, right? You eat 3. So there's one of the ways to change the mind is what they call peer pressure. There's what they call positive peer pressure. So that's why when you are setting your goals, you can't do it in isolation. Goal setting cannot be done in isolation. There will be relationships that will enable you to achieve that goals. To achieve those sets of goals. Okay? All those other things, the relationships affect your subconscious mind a lot. But many people don't know. They say you're an average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with, right? You're an average of the 5 people that you spend the most of your time with. In short, some people went to an extent that your average earning will be an average of the 5 people that are within your network. So these things are being time tested and they work. The other question you want to ask yourself is, what can happen if I don't stop these habits? If you don't stop this procrastination, you've seen what it has cost you. Some people have failed. Some people in the process of procrastination, they've missed interviews that would have earned them a super job. So many things. Ask yourself, if I don't stop this thing, what can happen? If I'm not reading my book, right? If you're a student here, if I'm not reading my book, what would happen? You need to ask yourself those questions. When you begin to ask yourself these questions, these things begin to affect your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind begins to look for answers. One of the power of the subconscious mind is that it has the power to look for answers. Okay? Then list the benefits of stopping those habits, these bad habits that have stopped you. Imagine that you are reading when you should read, you are doing your homework on time, you are going to school on time. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine yourself being on top of your class, right? So you need to ask yourself, list the benefits down. These are the things we need to do before we start setting goals. Does continuing this habit have any implications towards my long-term and short-term goals? Connect your current behavior with your future. For instance, if I'm a student and I'm not taking my academics seriously, I may not graduate, and this might have a lasting impact on my finances because I may not be able to get the kind of job that would enable me to earn enough to meet my needs. We need to ask ourselves these questions. Now imagine you finish with the first class. Imagine I finish with the first class. I am aware of so many scholarship bodies that once you finish with a first class, the potential for you to get a scholarship to go overseas to study is very high. If you don't have first class, don't even apply. So that can be a motivation. So something has to motivate your goal. You need to ask yourself all these questions. You need to imagine that if I continue the way I'm going, I don't get a good job, it will impact my finances, I can't live the life of my dreams, I can't be who I truly want to be. These are the questions we need to ask ourselves even before we set out to setting the goals. And as you're asking this question, you're already working on your subconscious mind. What am I willing to sacrifice? Everything requires sacrifice. There's no goal you are going to set. Are you ready to pay the price? There's a price for every goal. There's a price for somebody who wants to move the revenue of their business from 2 million to 10 million. It means you're going to do work extra hard. It means you are going to do more marketing. It means you'll be ready to do more investment in areas that will generate revenue. Correct? So everything has a price. So what are you willing to give up to achieve your goals?